the last. Body and Soul headed by Uncomplicated, who in turn is going to be headed by Is She Honest as they run towards the line, and Is She Honest goes on to win well.
Now there's nothing between them. Law Enforcement at the far side, Hartafina the near side. Here comes the line. Hartafina, I believe, Law Enforcement.
House. I'm afraid it's not very warm at all, and I appreciate your efforts of coming along to see us today. Not ideal conditions, so we won't be hanging around with the yearlings because it won't really be very fair on them or anything else. So what we'll do is we'll bring them out. There is an order of parade in your handout. If you haven't got a handout, please ask a neighbour or somebody near you to have a look at it, okay? They'll all go around the yard. I'll stand them up for you to have a look at, each one. I'll have a little chat about each particular horse, probably why I chose it, whatever, and then we'll keep on rolling until the end. The first yearling, he's a little 2-year-old colt by Milk It Mick, and he's coming out now. Okay, he was bought at the Doncaster sales, and what attracted me to him at the time, one or two of these have gone backwards a little bit since they came from the sales, but they've been broken in, the weather has got, you know, sort of closed in on them a little bit, but he's a cracking walker, and he's out of a good little mare who's produced one winning progeny at the moment, the mare being Smart Ass. He looks a tough little horse. He's qualified for the Yearling bonus scheme, and he'll be running for the Usher's Court Partnership in 2013. Again, he's he's very much a 2-year-old, and as I say, I was just attracted. Do you want to just put him on the lawn here a second, Jodie? He's been broken in and he's cantering, and as I say, he's for every inch the 2-year-old. Not overly big, but he's big enough is good enough. Okay, that's him. Thanks, Jodie. All the yearlings are broken in and just started cantering now. All the horses you'll see today are qualified for the Yearling bonus scheme, i.e. if they win a maiden, they'll get the extra £10,000, which we did this year with Is She Honest. Again, was bought from the Doncaster Yearling sales. She's by Compton Place, Alice Splicing. This is a good distaff family. The Splicing won twice at 3 and was placed 8 times, and she's produced 3 winners. Again, I love the stallion, Compton Place. She's a wonderful walker, this filly, and usually the correlation between the way they walk and the way they gallop is the one thing you want to watch out for when you're trying to buy these youngsters. She's strong, she'll be early. I was very, very fond of her when I bought her. I was very pleased to have her. Just give her another turn, Dave, okay? Just let her walk on there. She's very athletic. She's got quite a bit of attitude, I must admit, from what I can see for her so far. Again, she's qualified for the Yearling bonus scheme, and also the 2 from Doncaster qualified for their £300,000 sales race as well. She'll run in the Usher's Court Partnership, and as I say, every inch a 2-year-old. She's born on February the 26th, so one would hope she should be ready to run in April or May. The white on it, she looks like a bit of an Apache pony really, doesn't she, with all the white on her? But she's strong and athletic and a great mover. The next filly we're going to see is a filly by Manduro, out of a Woodman mare called Tuscania. She won 6 races and produced 3 winners from 5 runners. including a listed race winner. Mandura was one of the top race horses a few years ago. Andrew Farb trained him. He thought it's the best horse he's ever trained. He's had a Group 1 winner this year, and he's still stamping his stud career well. As I say, the mare was placed in black type company and has produced a black type horse. The owner who bred her, he bought her back in for 15,000 at book 2. I just happened to be near him and met up with him, and he asked me if I would train her on a leased basis. She's a little bit different to the others I've got here at the moment, because her pedigree is certainly more of a sort of two season. She could well be a 3-year-old, but she looks as if she'd be ready to run in the second half. As I say, she's got a lovely pedigree, and I'll be putting together a leased partnership in her. Okay, Joe, thanks. Filly coming out is another Compton Place filly. He's been a great stallion, Compton Place. He's tremendous value for money for both breeders and owners and trainers. He consistently produces a lot of winners. This filly is out of a mare called Queen of Havana, and I bought her from Itchen Valley Stud at the last sales at Newmarket. I've known her ever since she was a foal, because I have luckily been able to train for stud, and also I trained her half-sister Valley Queen, and whilst it says placed once at 3 years here, she did win 3 weeks ago at Windsor. I like this filly. She again, she's an excellent walker, and she'll be coming out to see us soon. Another one qualified for the Yearling bonus scheme. You can see how well this filly walks. She's got a great way of going. She probably won't be the earliest of 2-year-olds, but then again she was a March foal, so she shouldn't be too late. Actually, the family looks very good. The second dam, the page is starting to look better with her all. She always struck me as being a great athlete, and that's what I hope she'll be. She's only recently joined us here, settling in at the moment, but she's doing well. 3-part sister to Sayif, who is a very decent horse. Caleb's been done really well this year. He's a great stallion, and I bought this filly for the High Five Racing Partnership. Again, she's very racy. She's not overly big, but I was certainly, she cost 7,000, I think. I certainly thought we might have to pay more for her. But she's an athletic filly, good walk on her, and a 3-part sister to a good horse, good winner. again. I think she looks a real athlete with a bit of pedigree as well. Doesn't make her sales. She's got a name. She's called Harlequin Jinx, and she's owned by Kevin and Olga Senior. She's by Lucky Story out of Crofters Cayley, who is listed as a listed placed horse, and also has produced Clifton Dancer. I also trained Jinx & Co, who's her half-sister. She had an accident last year, but she's back in training now and going fine. This filly again is very attractive, very good walker. Anna Mare has produced a lot of winners, and we're very keen. I've seen quite a bit of her because she's been here quite a long time, and she's a great mover up the gallops. We're very happy with her. Only got one colt amongst the youngsters, but that's just the way things have panned out. Just push her back half step, Dave. Just half. Just quiet. Oh, quiet. Okay. She's a very attractive filly. The last horse we're going to see is not a yearling. He's a 2-year-old. I'm parading him because he's going to be running fairly shortly, and there are 1 or 2 shares available in him, so I thought I might as well bring him out so you can have a look at him. He's a horse called Black Truffle. He's a well-bred individual who cost €60,000 this time last year. He raced for Michael Bell 3 times without much distinction, but I do know from connections that they thought quite a bit of him, and probably feels he needed a little bit more time at the time and racing over a little bit further, which is what I'm doing. He's working exceptionally well and should be ready to run in a couple of weeks' time. This is Black Truffle. He's a 2-year-old colt. Again, you can see on the handout that there are shares available in him, and he'll be going to Kempton on the 14th or 15th of this month. He's been given a handicap mark of 50, which I really do think is a bit of a snip. Of his homework, he certainly should be able to win off that sort of mark without too much problem. They've been racing him over 5 and 6 furlongs, and he's just been going flat out and stopping. But a lot of his family get up to a mile, mile and a quarter, so I'm teaching him to drop in and come with his sort of speed and his run at the end of his races. That's what I'll be aiming for. Because you can see why it cost 60 grand last year, or €60,000 as a matter of fact. He's a good walker, a good individual. He is still a colt, but he's got a great temperament. There's nothing wrong with him at all. So, and if he runs well and wins for us during the winter, there's no reason why he shouldn't have a good time on the grass next summer.